Hi, I'm Jack and I'm the director here at Kandersteg International Scout Centre. And this is Elio, my dog. And today the team have asked me to look through some photos back across the 14 years that I've been a pinky on and off at KISC. Over more than 24 seasons with nearly 1,000 different volunteers helping at the centre. So I'm excited to share with you maybe some funny memories, old memories, nostalgic memories, and maybe some of you guys will feature in them as well. Let's have a look. So this is August 1st, 2010, in the afternoon on the sports field, and Gabby from Mexico and I were somehow signed up to run the KISC circus, and we put on a little show together and dressed up as clowns and entertained all the scouts that had come to take part in August 1st. And Gabby came back this summer, summer 2023, and we had a reunion after 13 years. So this was when I was reception assistant, I guess around 2011. That's the old van that we used to have at the centre. And I think we were trying to add new photos to the website about luggage runs, which funny enough, we were having a conversation about just the other day. So yeah, we decided to take some photos to try and advertise the professional service of a luggage run, picking you up with your bags from the train station. I think I'd only had my driving licence about a year at that point. So this is also summer 2010 when I was a short-term staff. I was one of the in-camp short-term staff. That's Eliza from Australia. And we went as Rega helicopters. We dressed up for the barbecue, spent ages making that costume. I got in trouble with the campsite manager for not recycling it at the end properly. I remember that. And for the barbecue, I think we probably won the competition for the best fancy dress or something and flew around in our Rega helicopters. I have no idea what this photo is about. It looks like it's at the Upper Hut. I guess it's the end of season party when I was a short-term staff, 2010, end of the summer. So I must be around 19 years old. I don't know why I'm dressed as a bird, if that's what it is. That coat is famous. I think most staff have worn that in their season. At some point, it's still going today. I still see short-term staff every year dress up in this Technicolor coat. And but yeah, the hut's still going strong. Very special place. I love going up there and staying up there. And I think it must have been the end of the season, a party at the end of the season where we had fancy dress, I guess. Oh, that's a nice photo. So that's I think an autumn season up at Sumbule on a staff adventures day, so a day where you could go and experience some of the program, take part in some of the climbing activities. I think that's Kyle from the US. Gosh, we look young. That's 12 years ago, 13 years ago. And the program team would take us and show us the activities and show us what the guys are running in the summer. I think that's up at the Winterig climbing area. I guess maybe early autumn, looking at the snow. So, well, clearly we were shopping for Christmas trees for the centre. I seem to remember the guest services director had a lot to do with this. That was Magdalena from Czechia, from Czech Republic, scout named Skippy. And we went to buy the Christmas trees, and I came all the way back to the centre, wrapped up as a Christmas tree. Terrible photo. They put me in the van like that and brought me back to the centre. That's a really funny one. So that must be winter 2011 into 2012, I think. Probably the beginning of the season. There's a few faces there I recognise. People that I lived with, had lots of adventures with. Mel, Matt, Pavel, John, Sam. Lots of people that I got to know quite well, actually, and came back in other seasons or have visited in the time since. So I guess that must have been one of my photos for Meet the Pinkies, something we still do on the website, where you can be introduced to the team. I mean, obviously the middle of winter. Don't remember quite which season, but I think I was reception manager maybe by that point. And I think that's right out the front of the chalet. Still where we take the photos. I've probably taken similar photos since. So, well, this is Christmas time at KISC. I guess we were doing some sort of promotional photos. Juanette, Katerina, Mel and Vanya, who were 4 of the long-term staff, together with me at the time. And my Santa onesie, which is still in the dressing up box today. I saw someone dressed up in that just last week, actually. And the catering tongs to make some reindeers. Taken in the coffee bar. You can still see the Smile of the Week photo, still in the same place. That's ridiculous. Oh, that's Olav. Olav was the centre cat when I was in the reception team. And she used to sit on my desk. When I was typing away, she'd come and curl up in my arms. We spent lots of time making boxes for her to sleep in and photoshopping them and decorating her little house and things like that. She was very friendly. I remember in the middle of winter once, she used to curl up outside in the coffee bar and a scout came in with freezing cold hands and just put them straight on her to warm up. She was quite old, I guess. By the time I was here, she must have been around 10 years old. She used to hide under the vending machine, and one of the jobs was to try and get her out in the evening so she didn't sleep there all night. Yeah, I was very fond of her. I guess she made me feel very comfortable. I'd always grown up with cats, and the centre's often had a cat. And actually recently we've got a new cat at the centre. It's funny to see how the new cat does exactly the same thing, sits in the same places and jumps up on the reception counter where everyone comes to see her. I don't know what I'm doing in the photo. I guess I was trying to get a picture with Olav. The famous Aerobics from August 1st. I think I've been in every aerobics team on August 1st since I've been here. We practice a routine, learn it in the week before, dress up in fancy dress costumes and wake everyone up early in the morning and dance away with them. In this photo, Miriam, the director's there as well, so everyone used to get involved. There's other people I'm still very good friends with. And even last year, I took part in the aerobics. My mum was here, helping, volunteering. She came and joined me as well. And the sillier the costume, the better. That's something I always really, really enjoyed. The loud music, the fun wake up, thousands of scouts in front of you dancing and joining in and laughing away together. God. Oh, well, I didn't remember this, but this is a very good friend of mine, Tina, from Germany. We're still in touch, and actually she's come to visit in a week or two. And yeah, haircuts in Switzerland are expensive, so anyone who needs a haircut asks a friend, and I think that's taken in the laundry. It looks like maybe Tina had an accident with a clipper on her fingers at the previous haircut. But I've also been known to try out giving haircuts to people, not with any great success, but usually there's someone who becomes a bit more famous at doing a half-decent haircut. I can tell you since I've started as director, I refused to have anyone else cut my hair and have been for professional haircuts at the hairdressers since then. But you can definitely still find staff with some questionable haircuts that have done them themselves in the laundry or at home. So another aerobics. This one up at Ashinaze. It was the 90th year anniversary of KISC, so 2013. We took everyone up, we hiked everyone up. You can see it's a beautiful sunny day. And this year I was dressed in a swan costume. And the swan costume had been around for a few years. I think someone had created it for a New Year's party as part of a Swan Lake theme. As I said, the better the costume, the more enthusiasm. So there's 10 or 15 of us. Pete, Yvonne, Sean, taking part in the aerobics in 2013. And you could see all the scouts joining in the background, wondering why on earth I'm wearing a swan dress. So this photo was taken in one of my first days here at KISC, doing my handover with Felipe. Tabira and Radu from the European region, who have been a huge support across my time here as director. Taken out the front of the chalet, first introductions, getting to meet them, getting to know them. And we've had lots of engagements since, lots of meetings, lots of events that we've hosted together, lots of visits, lots of support. And yeah, that's a really lovely photo from my first days, shiny and new as director. So this photo must be just before the pandemic. I guess it was probably my first season as director, or one of my first full seasons as director. Maybe coming into the winter. There's not a lot of snow. Yeah, little did we know just after that the pandemic would kick in, and for a few years that would affect everything. But there's lots of people there that I spent my first year here as KISS director with, who supported me and kept the centre running through those really weird, difficult times during COVID. So, this is the famous Nordic day, of course. In winter, every year, we get the pinkies together and we enter the race through the village, the Nordic Day race. And we're known as the Crazy Pinkies. You can see that on my name shield. And we dress up in crazy costumes and we take part in the races. We normally don't do great, but it's the taking part that counts, I guess. And the whole village know us. And you can see another team there in the background, a bit more professional. I think it's the hot air ballooning team. I think that was probably my first winter as director. You can see some short-term staff, some long-term staff joining in our team. We go out and practice in the evenings before that. And it's kind of only half about how good you are at skiing and half about just having fun and taking part and letting everyone in the village know that the scouts are here and enjoying taking part in the races. Oh, this one I look back fondly on. This is in the pandemic. At this point, we didn't have any short-term staff. It was the first time we hadn't had short-term staff in the season. It was a strange time. There was 15 of us, I think, at that point running the centre. Had to wear masks, of course, at all times. And in that photo, there's actually two of the pinkies were a married couple. And I remember that some of the locals would make complaints because they were holding hands or were close to each other. But of course, they were married, living together. There's also the two dogs, of course, in that photo. There's my dog, Elio. I just got him at that point. And Becky has Indy. She just got Indy. So the two of them were in the office cheering everyone up and lots of positivity. There's Barbara in that photo, the village mayor, who at that time was our catering license holder. And yeah, it was a funny time. Together, somehow we adapted to all the changes. I remember we used to use one of the mountain huts a lot, and everyone would go off to the mountain huts in the back of the valley, middle of nowhere. And when all these rules were in place about not being allowed to be with many people or in close contact, it was somewhere you could go and enjoy and kind of reset your mind and just be relaxed, away from any rules, away from any other people. And it was a funny but special time. So this is August 1st, 2021. It was the year that the centre was technically closed, but then that summer we had some opportunities to be able to run some things. So you can see a scout group there. We managed to have across the summer around 300 scouts, mostly Swiss, that came and camped with us. We have a few wonderful helpers there that came and volunteered. So you can see Max and Carol and Reka and Luke. And they came and volunteered for different periods and helped run the centre. And then we had the Berlin Opera Academy come, a music school from Berlin, but brought 400 individuals from around the world. That's Ben there on the front right, who was one of the volunteers as part of the Opera Academy. And they came and they brought their pianos and their orchestras, and they performed 4 operas throughout the summer. And this was the parade we ran. We never thought we'd get a chance to parade down into the village because we didn't think there would be enough people around, but we managed to get everyone, including people from the opera, to come and march with us down into the village. And it wasn't quite the 2,000 people we might usually have in the parade, but we managed to get, 300 people to march and sing and parade and show that the scouts were still here, still going strong. And since then we've been able to reopen back up and hold the full parades with thousands of people and from many, many different countries. But yeah, gosh, that was that strange time when we could run the centre in a different way, and just imagine and look forward to being back open fully and properly. So this was an autumn season, I believe, and I think these two guys had come and joined me to learn about what being director is like. So we'd spent the afternoon doing some training and learning about leadership and recruitment and networking and management. And I remember they turned up dressed smartly, and they put masking tape on their badges to say that they were the directors for the day. And we had a lovely day together, pretending to be the three directors, meeting all the team, supporting the team, and giving them a little bit of knowledge of what it's like to run the World Scout Centre. That's a really nice photo. I don't think I'd seen that one before. Oh, this is kind of the highlight of it all. Kander 100, the pinnacle event of the Centenary year. So end of July, maybe the opening ceremony, I think, in 2,000 scouts and guides came from around the world to celebrate with us at the peak of the 100-year celebrations. That's on the stage. We had an amazing stage, live music, shows, drones, lasers. Something we've been planning for 4 years. It was really special to bring it all together and to look out over that audience and see so many friends, so many people from so many countries come together was really, really special. And I remember asking the team for some really cool music to come onto the stage too, and telling them, but lots of smoke, and you could see the fog and the smoke. But there were a lot of wires across the stage, and I think I nearly fell off the front of the stage as I was trying to come through the smoke to see all the scouts and meet all the scouts. I hope you enjoyed that. Thank you for sharing those special memories with me, and I hope to see you around Kandersteg sometime.